12 interesting facts about New York. 1. The city's original name was New Amsterdam. The city's actual name has an interesting story behind it, and one of its nicknames does too. Yes, these New York facts are starting right at the beginning. Did you know that New York was at first not New York at all? The original name was New Amsterdam, as Dutch settlers were the first to arrive in the area around 1624. But in 1664, the English took over and renamed the city in the Duke of York's honor. Not only that, some of the most iconic New York places had original Dutch names. Wall Street was Wall Street, Harlem was Harlem, and Brooklyn was Brooklyn. 2. The Big Apple has an unusual story. A Big Apple referred to prizes awarded at horse racing events in the 1920s. Since the term meant the ultimate prize or the best, many musicians and journalists started referring to New York with this name. In an attempt to boost tourism after some bad press, New York's tourism board adopted the Big Apple as an official nickname in 1971. Want to know some of New York's other nicknames? The main ones are Empire City, City of Dreams, and the City That Never Sleeps. 3. New York is the birthplace of LGBTQ+ rights in the USA. In 1969, the police raided a bar called Stonewall Inn in New York's Greenwich Village. It was a safe haven for people in the LGBT community, and instead of submitting, they fought back. The event spurred riots and a worldwide movement that makes New York one of the friendliest queer cities to this day. In fact, more people identify as LGBTQ+ in New York than in any other American city. Though, is anyone surprised that New York is so welcoming to people of all backgrounds? 4. The first pizzeria in the USA opened in New York City. One of our favorite fun facts about New York has to be about food. The first pizzeria in the US opened in New York City in 1905, as certified by the Pizza Hall of Fame. Lombardi's Pizza on 32 Spring Street is still going strong, and it is now one of around 1,600 pizzerias in the city. New Yorkers have noted that when the price of subway tickets goes up, pizza does too. They call it the pizza principle. Now, if someone could convince Lombardi's to revert back to their 1905 pricing of 5 cents a slice, there would be some very happy subway riders. 5. New Yorkers speak more than 800 languages. As a collective, the city's citizens speak around 800 languages. Almost half of New York households speak more than one language, and 1/3 are born overseas. And because New York has the biggest population of any U.S. city, 1 in 38 people in the United States are New Yorkers. We're spoiling you with all these extra facts about New York City, but we know you will agree, New York would not be New York without its plethora of cultural influences. 6. Grand Central Terminal has a whispering gallery. We've been there, and it's true. In the domed walkways of New York's famous Grand Central Terminal, there is an unbelievable architectural marvel at play. And the other person will be able to hear. If one person stands in one corner of the tiled wall and another stands on the opposite side, they can whisper to each other. And the other person will be able to hear. It is a result of the perfect arches, and there are many examples of other whispering galleries around the world. St. Paul's Cathedral in London is another. This is without a doubt one of the most fun facts about New York. You have to try it the next time you are in town. 7. Honking your horn is illegal. We promise these facts about New York are 100% true, but we understand why this one sounds made up. Because if you have ever sat in the back of a yellow taxi cab in traffic, you know New Yorkers honk their horns. But unless it is an emergency situation, drivers are not allowed to make excessive noise. That law also includes car alarms, and the night can issue fines of up to $350 for offenders. 8. But going topless is not. Though you might not see many locals strolling around the city in only their pants and shoes, they could if they wanted to. And that goes for people of all genders. You might be wondering what the laws on toplessness are like elsewhere in the US. They are a little fuzzy. In many states, women's breasts fall under the umbrella term private parts, so men can be topless in certain places that women cannot. 9. New York is a top bird-watching city. Yes, there are more than pigeons in the city of New York. Experts have noted that there are around 275 species of birds in the 5 boroughs. There are only 800 different bird species in America, so that is quite a significant percentage. If you are a keen birder, you will find most of New York City's birds in Central Park. Depending on the time of year, you can spot northern cardinals, blue jays, eastern screech owls, and plenty of herons. 10. Central Park has a wealth catwalk. Central Park in New York. Speaking of Central Park, not only will you find lots of birds there, but it was once a place for New York's elite to show off. Central Park's mall has the only straight path in the entire park leading up to Bethesda Terrace. But at the end of the 19th century, New Yorkers would know it as the Promenade. Many parks had one with the specific intention of allowing wealthy people to strut along in their finery. This was so other people could see them and admire each other's wealth. 11. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the French. Statue of Liberty in New York. It is somewhat ironic that Lady Liberty is an iconic symbol of freedom and the American dream when she started her life in Paris. French sculptors Bartholdi and Eiffel built her to celebrate the friendships between the US and France. You likely recognize the latter sculptor's name from another famous French structure. In 1885, they sent Lady Liberty in 350 pieces packed into 214 crates. Though her flame-holding right arm arrived much earlier in 1876. So, the Americans displayed it in Philadelphia until the rest caught up with her. 12. Times Square was not always Times Square. Times Square inches NYC New York, and its streets and landmarks are always evolving. So, before Times Square named itself after the New York Times newspaper, it was Longacre Square. Not very exciting, right? Nope, the name originated in a London district and was a simple residential neighborhood. but the introduction of street lights and billboards transformed it into the chaotic place it is today. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe this channel. Thank you.